Okay. So let's have a quick recap what we have discussed in the last session. In the last session, we have just discussed about the course content, the content which we are going to discuss in our training. And we have also discussed about what is AWS and what type of services or at what level AWS is going to stand. And if you want to go for any certification, which particular certification you can go for it. And all we have also discussed it. If you are going to join this training, what are the things you will get from ours? This is what we have discussed in previous session. In today's session, the first thing what we are going to discuss it, how we can create our AWS account. But before starting out this today's session, any question anyone have regarding whatever we have discussed till now? If anyone have any question, you can please raise your hand. Yes, Matthew, you can unmute yourself.
Good afternoon. Good
Hi,
morning.
Matthew.
Hi,
Good morning.
Ankit.
Matthew, I think you are from my Azure batch. I might be not wrong.
Yes,
And you are
correct.
from US.
Say it again?
Are you from US?
No, I'm from Canada. It is exactly
yeah, Canada, I remember it. And it's very long. It's more early morning for you.
Yeah, it is 3:30.
I remember it. We have talked earlier in our Azure batch also. I remember it.
Yes. 3:30 a.m. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I've waited because of this question. Yeah.
Sure. No, you can ask your question.
Now, I want to confirm because I've done Azure with Logic Labs in the past.
Yes.
And I discovered that the Azure was in general as DevOps. It was not AWS related in the sense that we didn't use any code commit, code deploy, and the like for the deployment. So my question is before I can register.
Sorry, which tool they are using? AWS services?
No, we didn't use AWS services. We only use EC2 for most of our applications. So we didn't go through AWS console for the code commit, for the code deployed, code pipeline, and all that. We didn't go through all that. We just went through the
EC2 they are using, and on EC2 they have installed third-party tools, whichever they require.
Yes.
That is what we are going to learn in this training, Matthew. I'll tell you one thing. In Azure, we have Azure pipeline, we have Azure repos. Same thing we have in AWS also. AWS code commit, AWS pipeline we have. But in AWS, very rarely few clients are using those particular services. If I talk about 100 clients, less than 5% of the clients are using that particular services nowadays, as per current situation in the market. As per current situation in the market, they are using third-party tools in AWS. Okay. So that is why they are only using EC2 services for DevOps part. Okay.
So
the DevOps part, they are using the tools like Jenkins. They are using Maven. They are using Git. They are not using code commit to store their code. They are not using Azure pipelines for AWS pipeline. They are using Jenkins for pipelines.
Okay. Number two question. I got you.
If you see the content, course content, in the course content, we have just mentioned only third-party tools. So I have shared the course content link again in the chat box, so you can please check that also.
All right, we'll check. Now, be the part that I've been part of this training before in the past, and I've missed so many training there at that time. So I'm also preparing for AWS certified DevOps professional exam at the end of this month. So will I be opportune to also have the access to this live training? because
No,
I've done in the
with
past.
this training, you can't clear the certification. And at the end of the training, we'll provide you the dump with you. With the help of
Okay.
that dump, you can clear the certificate. I'll
Okay.
provide the dump at the end of the training also.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Will I have access to this live training?
Yeah, you can contact the our team. They will provide you the access.
Okay. All right.
Also
Okay.
for that link, also whatever the formalities you have that you can complete, and definitely they will provide you.
All right. Okay. Thank you. All right. Thank you.
Anyone have any more questions? Okay. Look like no one has any more question. So we'll start with our today's topic where we are going to discuss about how we can create our AWS account, because without AWS account, it is impossible for you to do practice, and it is mandatory. And to create AWS account, don't worry, you don't need to pay much amount. You just need to pay only 2 rupees. And that 2 rupees also you will get refund within 3 to 5 working days. So it means if I talk about how much investment you are going to do to create your AWS account is 0. Create your AWS account. First of all, you need to go to this particular URL. The URL which I have mentioned here, you can go to this particular URL, or you can just search on Google also AWS account. You can go to the website aws.amazon.com. The URL which I mentioned, or you can go to that particular website. There we have an option of sign in. When I click on sign in the below, okay, it is automatically login my account. So let me log out first. So I'm clicking on sign in. When I click on sign in, here in the below, we are getting an option to create a new AWS. So once you go to directly to this particular portal, or you can go to this create your account, you need to enter your email ID. You can enter any email ID, but don't enter your official email IDs. You can enter any person email ID. It can be Yahoo, it can be Gmail, it can be Outlook.com. Any email ID, whichever you are using, enter that particular. And then you need to enter your password. First, you need to enter, and again, you need to confirm your password. Do we need to follow some rules and regulation for this password? Because most of the website having some rule that one uppercase, one lowercase, one character. Yes. Here also you need to follow some. Which rules you need to follow? These are the rules. Your password must at least 8 characters long. And out of these 4, you need to use 3 following. Means one uppercase, one lowercase, one number, or non-alphanumeric. So out of these 4, you need to use at least 3 things to create your password, and the minimum for your password is 8 characters. And maximum you can give the password is 128 characters. That's maximum. Minimum 8, maximum 128. Now, so once you enter your password, you need to give your AWS account name. And the AWS account name needs to be unique globally. It needs to be unique globally. Let's take example, one person has created one account and they have given it XYZ12. This is the name they have given to their account. And you are also trying to give the same name to your AWS account. In that particular case, you are getting the error message because the name is already used by else. So the name needs to be unique globally, and it is mandatory. Once you enter these 4 things, you can click on I've already mentioned. Once you click on continue, you will come to this particular page. Here we are getting these free tier offers. Whenever you are going to create your AWS account, you are getting few services which are always free, few services which are free for 12 months, and few services you are getting for trial. It doesn't mean that if you are getting for always free, you have lifetime free quota. No. In few services, you are getting always free, but with some quota also you are getting. In 12 months free, you are also getting per month quota. Trial one, you are getting that particular service only for few days, like for 10 days, like 15 days, or 40 days, or 90 days, like this. How you get information which AWS service is free for always, for lifetime, or for trial period? We'll discuss that also in our upcoming session. Even I'm going to share one link also. In that particular link, you will get all the links. Majorly in our DevOps training, we have discussed it. We are going to use one service name called EC2. So is that service is also coming under free tier? Yes, that particular service is also coming under free tier, and that one is coming under 12 months. How much free quota? I'll show you in our upcoming session. Now, again, we'll come to our account creation. Once you click on continue, you will come to this particular page where you need to select a plan which you need to. We have a business plan and we have a personal. Don't go for a business plan, go for a personal plan. Because if you select business plan, under that you will get some plans also. You need to select that plan, and monthly, that will be the minimum monthly bill you will receive. But in personal one, we have an option. We can choose a free option also. So in free option, there is no minimum charges you will receive from your side. Now, first select personal. Once you select personal, here you need to enter your personal details. Your full name, your phone number, country, your address, and in the last, you need to enter your postal. In India, we are calling as PIN code. The PIN code and postal code is same. Then after that, if you want to read their terms and condition, you can read and then check the checkbox. Once you click on this checkbox, click on continue. Now, once you click on continue, if you see on the left hand side, here it is saying that you need to pay 2 rupees, and that one also get refund within 3 to 5 days. Sometimes you are getting in 1 day also, but still AWS is saying that you will get that particular amount within 3 to 5 working. And here you need to enter your card details. You can enter credit card also. You can enter debit card also. It is not mandatory to use debit card. You can use credit card. You can use debit card also. But in India, a lot of people might be have RuPay card. Nowadays in India, a lot of people having RuPay card. And AWS does not support RuPay card. Discover, American Express, Master, or Visa. These 4 cards, they are support. So make sure you are not going to use RuPay card. You are using Visa or MasterCard, because in India, other than RuPay, we have Master or Visa. So you need to enter your card details. And here they are asking for PAN number. If you want to enter, you can enter, but PAN number is not a mandatory step. You can ignore that also. One more important point. In India, by default, international transactions are disabled. Whenever you are going to create your account, make sure you are going to enable those international transactions. You are using credit card or debit card, whichever the card you are using. By default in India, international transactions is disabled. So you need to contact your bank, enable those international transactions. In IN, it is showing you Indian rupees. If you're in India, if you're outside of India, it will show you in your currency. So in India, it will deduct only 2 rupees. Don't worry. If it's showing you any other thing also, it will deduct only 2 rupees for India. It is not going to deduct any more than that. Only 2 rupees they are going to do in India. Next. After entering all your personal details, about your card details and your personal details, you need to click on verify and continue. Once you click on continue, you will get an OTP to validate your payment details. Enter your OTP and then click on submit. Here you need to validate your mobile number. The mobile number, whatever you have entered it earlier, that particular valid mobile number you need to validate. To validate that mobile number, we have two options: text message or voice call. So first you need to select your country code, then your again mobile number, and enter the security check. Once you enter a security check, you can click on this button in the below. If you are using message option, you will receive a message. If you are using a voice call option, they will call you to giving it one OTP. With that particular OTP, you can validate your mobile number. Enter that particular code and then click on. And once you click on continue, here we are getting those support plans. If you are selecting business option here, then you will find these plans there. In free also you'll find those plans, but in personal one you are getting the free plan. Don't worry, you can use lot of the services, only except one service which we can't use in AWS, that is called as trusted advisor. If you are in free plan, we can't use that service. And don't worry, it is not required in our DevOps training. Only that particular single service we can't use if we are using the free plan. And even that is even not much required in AWS training also. AWS advisor, trusted advisor is a service where we are getting some advice from AWS services to improve our services, to improve our performance of our application. So select us basic support free plan and then click on complete sign up. Once you click on complete sign up, go to AWS management console and here you can select role. And don't worry, for your practice purpose, you can select any role here, because just selecting a role, it doesn't mean that they'll filter services. No, you have all AWS services access whichever you want to practice. So you can select any role, or I'm interested in anything, you can select here. Once you select these details, just click on submit. And once you click on submit, this is how your account looks like. One important point. Once you click on complete sign up and select all these details here, sometimes your account is active within 2 minutes also. Sometimes it takes near about 2 to 3 hours also. So don't worry, if it's taking 2 to 3 hours, you don't need to worry about that. It happens sometime with few people also. Sometimes your account ready within 2 minutes also. And even if I talk about 6 to 7 years back, what happened is whenever we are creating our AWS account, after that, it is mandatory to send an email to AWS with our document, official document, like we need to share our passport, we need to share our driving license or Aadhaar card, something like this. Our government official document, we need to share with AWS also. I'm talking about 6 to 7 years back. But nowadays, we don't need to do those things. We don't need to share any documents. But yes, sometime it will take 2 minutes, but sometime it will take 2 to 3 hours also to create your AWS. And after creation of your AWS account, you guys can practice as much as you can do that. So how to do practice, that will slowly learn in our upcoming session. Now, anyone have any question regarding the account creation? You can please raise your. Yes, Ashish, you can unmute.
Hi, Ankit. Actually,
Hi.
it was showing $1 only. That's
You
why
are from which location, Ashish?
India only, Bangalore.
Don't worry if it's showing you one. Are you using VPN, something like that?
Sorry?
Are you using VPN?
No. No, actually, I did it and it is deducted ₹2 only.
So okay, don't worry. If it's showing you $1 also, don't need to worry. It's just going to deduct only ₹2 from your account, and that ₹2, 110% you will get refund within 3 to 5 days. Sometimes you are getting in 1 day also, but usually they have mentioned it. So it might be sometime happen with banking server. So they are not start getting complaints from the customer. Okay,
Sure.
that's why they have mentioned.
Trying to do all this thing in our office laptop.
You can use also, but make sure there is no restrictions you have.
Yeah, I don't have. I can create the account, but after that, I'm not sure. Okay. Yeah, that's my question.
You can create an account also, but for practice purpose, that you need to check you don't have restriction. Because for this one, you need to download some tools to connect to terminal. So there might be you don't have restriction, that you need to check.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anyone have any more questions? Someone has? Yes, Ajit.
Hi, Ankit. I created the account, so I didn't get this console homepage.
Which page? This console one?
Yeah.
This one you are getting when you log into your account. Now you can log into your account, you will get this particular page.
So while logging, what should we choose, Ankit? The root?
No need to do anything right now. I'll show you how to log in also.
Okay, thank you.
Just
yeah, just created along with you.
So you have created your account parallelly. That's good. Now, when you come to the sign in web page, okay, here you will see Ajit 2 options. One is called root user, one is called I am user.
Okay.
Are you able to see both the things, Ajit?
Yes.
You need to choose root user. And then here you need to enter your email ID. I'm entering my email ID. Click on next. Just enter your password.
Okay.
Don't worry about this one. This is because of the caches. See here. This is how my account is looked like. In this screenshot, you are not able to see recently visited service because whenever you're first time going to create account, you didn't use any service. But I'm using few services for my previous batches also. So that is why it is showing me recently visited service.
Yeah. Now I got it. Yeah, I got this page, home page.
You need to just log in it and you will get that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Anyone have any more questions? Okay. Done. Now I'm going to discuss about the free tier option. Someone has question. Yes, mobile.
Hello, sir.
Yes, mobile.
Yeah, I'm audible?
Yes, I'm able to hear you.
Okay. Sir, actually, I have already created the account and I'm already working on AWS services. My question is like, we are going to work on the administrative part or DevOps part?
we are only going to discuss about DevOps part. And we are going to discuss about the third-party tools like Jenkins, Maven, Git, those one.
Okay.
We are
Okay.
going to
Yes.
use it. AWS is having its own services also, like AWS pipeline, AWS code commit. We are not going to discuss about those services because in market, very less percentage of clients are using that particular service. So we'll give you that training on those tools which are very frequently used in market.
Yes, sir. Yes, got it. And I got
Okay.
the syllabus as well. Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mohan. Okay. Here we'll discuss about those three things we have discussed it while creating our account. 12 months free, always free means lifetime. Trial period. Now, here I have the product. Scroll down. See here, type of offers. Free trial, 12 months, always free. Here on the left-hand side, you can filter by using this tier type also. I'm first selecting 12 months. Now, when I select 12 months free, you can see here only a services which are free for 12 months. You can go to page 2 also. See, only 12 months. Yeah. Now, this is the important. Amazon EC2. How much we are getting it? 750 hours per month. It means if you are going to create one EC2 machine, it means you are getting it 750 hours. Let's take example, you are going to create two machines and those two EC2 machines are completely running. And that particular machine is in the running state. Only at that time, they are counting the hours. Only at that time, they are going to count those hours. If your machine in the stopped, then at that particular time, they are not going to count these 750 hours. After practice, if you delete those machines, we have an option we can delete also. It means termination. In that particular case also, they are not going to. Only they are going to count these are when your machine is in the running state. Only at that. Now, if you are creating two machines, what happened? They are going to divide 750 hours divided by. If you are going to create 10 machines and all 10 machines are in running state, 750 hours divided by 10, it means each machine is getting how many hours? 75 hours per month. 75 hours per month free we are. So total 750 hours we are getting. Now, we have multiple type of operating system also, like Linux, Mac, Windows. Are we getting 750 hours totally? No. We are getting 750 hours per month for Linux-based operating systems. 750 hours we are getting for Windows-based. Means 750 hours for Windows are separate. 750 hours Linux is separate. And even in this one, we have a type. They have specifically mentioned the type, which type you can use to create your EC2 machine. Type is T2 micro or E3 micro. These are the name of our instance type. Where we can use this name, you will understand when I'm trying to show you how to create an EC2 machine. Depend on region. In few regions, they have given in free account, they have given T2 micro. In few regions, they have given T3.micro as a free one. So depend on the region, whatever the region you are going to use. In that particular region, you need to select T2 micro or T3. At the same way, here you can see always free services also, which are free for lifetime. And few services you are getting totally free. Like in AWS, we have a service called DynamoDB. where you are getting 25 GB of storage completely free for life. We have a AWS service called Lambda. 1 million requests per month we are getting. SNS, 1 million requests for lifetime. Once you complete your 1 million requests, after that they start charging. And here we have a trial also. 2 months, 40 hours, 8.5, 15 days, 750 hours, 30 days, 2 months, 30 days. Like this we are getting. But for our DevOps one, we just need to use a service called Amazon EC2 750 hours per month we are getting. For Linux, we are getting. Because for DevOps one, we only required Linux EC2 machine. We don't require Windows EC2 machine. So we are getting 750 hours per month free, and that is a sufficient quota we are getting. If you want to check how much free quota is pending for you for that particular month, we can check that. One more important point. AWS billing, whatever the AWS billing is or whatever the free quota we are getting it, we are always getting it first to first. Like whenever you are getting the free quota, you are getting on first of every month. Means their billing is all done on first of every month for all their customers. Globally, all their customer billing is done on first of every month globally. So it means if you are going to create your account on 10th of May, are you getting the full month free quota? No. In that particular case, you are not getting the full month free quota. You are getting on pro databases. Like today, you guys have created your account. So you are getting the quota of 20 days, or if I include today's date of 21 days, we are getting the free quota. So they are giving you on pro databases, the data whichever you are using. So it means if I talk about 750 divided by 30, let me just calculate. $25 hours per day we are getting it. And if I multiply 25 multiply by 21 for this particular month, you will get 525 hours. And the next month, in the June month, you will get a free quota, full month free quota you are getting. And if I talk about in year 2024, in the month of May, so you are getting the quota for only 9 days. So whatever is pending for 725 minus 750, you will get 225 hours in the month of May 2000. So like this, you are getting the data on pro databases. But if you are creating an account on first or the next month, you will get a complete. So any question anyone have regarding this type of offers or subscription part, you can please tell. Any doubt if you have? Look like no questions, so we'll continue with upcoming. So the first service which we are going to discuss here is we are going to discuss about EC2. So what is the full form of EC2? Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud. EC2 is like a server. In our normal language, we are calling it as virtual machine, VM, virtual machine. In AWS, it is called as EC2. It means I can create a computer like that, the computer which I'm using right now, the laptop which I'm using with the same configuration, I can create one more computer in our AWS infrastructure. So creating our own computer in AWS infrastructure, that can only possible with a service called Amazon EC, where I'm going to create a virtually server, and that particular computer, that particular server, I can connect by using this particular app. To connect, definitely I need some. What are the tools? We'll discuss in upcoming. Here are the list of operating system which AWS is supporting. It is supporting Amazon Linux. Amazon have its own Linux based operating system. Linux is an open source operating system. Amazon has developed their own operating system. Ubuntu, Windows, Red Hat, Oracle Linux, Mac, lot of type of operating system we have in Amazon. Create this particular EC2 machine, you can search in the search box you have here. In the search box, I am able to see in recently used also, because I have recently used in today's morning's AWS session, but you are not able to see anything. So you guys can search here also. In this search box, EC, here, and see what they have mentioned: virtual servers in the cloud. I'll click on that. So we have select our EC2 service. Now the next thing. Next thing what we need to do is you need to select a region also. In which particular region I need to create this particular EC2 machine. Right now, which region I have selected? I didn't select any region. By default, on the right hand side in the top, if you see here, by default, they are selecting a region, North Virginia region. When I log into my account, it is by default select. I don't want to create my EC2 machine in this particular region. I want to create in the region which is near to my location. I can even create in this also, but whenever you're doing practice, always try to select the region which is near to you for your practice purpose. So here we can see the full list also. Here I'm able to see the list. Here I'm getting the Mumbai, Hyderabad, Hong Kong, Singapore, Sydney, lot of regions we are in. So I'm selecting Mumbai. So first you need to select a region, and then after that you can create your, because for us it is cloud, but definitely somewhere we are going to use some hardware to create this particular EC2. Now, next step. Next step is click on instances. So I'm going to click on instances. Don't worry, these are the 3 instances which I have already created for my other batches. And you can see here the all are stopped machines. It means they are not counting those 750 hours with the free quota I am getting, because these are the stopped, not running. If your machine is showing in the running state, then it means they are counting those 750 hours. Now I need to create my machine. So first of all, we need to click on launch instance. Creation of this particular EC2 machine is a few step process. First step is I need to give the name to this particular machine. And I'm giving the name as Linux 130, Linux Devops 130. So here we have given the name to our machine. First step is completed. Second step. Second step is we need to select our AM. In our normal language, we are calling it as operating system. In normal language, we are calling it as operating system, but in AWS, it is called as AMI. And here I'm getting the list of AMI. Amazon Linux, Mac, Ubuntu, Windows. Now by default, it is giving us which option? Amazon Linux. If I select Amazon Linux, under that Amazon Linux, whatever the versions we have, we are able to see. So make sure you can select the type whichever you want to do. Let's say I'm going to select Ubuntu here. I've selected Ubuntu, and you can see here in Ubuntu which version they have selected. 22.0. This is the version of Ubuntu operating system. Like in Windows, we have Windows 10, Windows 11. That is our normal one. But the one which is used here, these are server windows. So server windows is not like something like 10, 11. Windows 1 is by year wise, 2022, 2019, we are Windows. These are the Windows server operating system. I can select Amazon Linux also here. Or I want to select Ubuntu, I can select Ubuntu. I'm selecting Amazon Linux. And I'm going with Amazon Linux 2023 AMI. And if you see here, they have clearly mentioned this one you need to use as free tier. So if you are using this particular AMI, this one is coming under your free. You will not get any bill from it. So first step, we have given the name. Second step, we have selected our AMI. Scroll down. Third step. Now, before coming to third step, anyone can let me know, whenever we are purchasing a computer or whenever we want to create a server, which things we require, or without those things, it is impossible to make a computer. Anyone can let me know. You can raise your hand also, or you can drop in the chat box also. What are the things we require? Yes, Mobile.
Sir, basically we need four things to up and running a computer, which is network
What are the
interfacing
things?
card,
Sorry?
network interfacing card, which is nothing but NIC card, and RAM we also need, and processor is also there.
RAM,
And
CPU,
processor, yeah,
hard disk,
storage and network card.
operating system. But Mobin, you are correct, but we can't select those things when I'm going to create in AWS. I'm also talking about AWS when I'm going to create a server in cloud. Whatever you said, that is also 100% correct. But majorly, these are the four things also we require. Am I correct, Mobin?
Yes, sir. Yes. Thank
you, Mobin. Now, so it means whenever I'm going to create a server in AWS, whenever I'm going to create an EC2 machine, I need these four things: RAM, CPU, hard disk, and operating system. Operating system we have already selected. We have selected Amazon. We have already selected. Now let's take example right now. This is a very basic computer I need to do. So my requirement is I just need 1 GB of RAM and only one CPU I require. This is my basic requirement. So if I want to select these two things, CPU and RAM, select these two things, what we need to do? We need to select our instance type. With the help of this instance type, system is giving us CPU and RAM. Based on this list of value, whatever the types given by the AWS to us, we can only select those type here. And by default, it is selecting which type? T2.micro. This one is coming under free tier eligible. 1 CPU, 1 GB of. If let's example, I want to select 2 CPU and 4 GB of RAM. Can I use this particular type? No. At that particular one, I need to check. Yeah. Scroll down. See? Okay. This is 1 CPU, 2 GB of RAM. Scroll down here. So in that particular case, I need to select a type called T2. In this one, I'm getting 2 CPU and 4 GB. So based on our client to client requirement, whatever the CPU and RAM they require, we need to select the type. Can I create my own type? It is not possible. I can't create my own type. So whatever the CPU and RAM we need to select as per the list, as per the type given by the AWS. You will get bigger type of options also. In this one, you can see 96 CPU and 384 GB of RAM. It doesn't mean that only you are getting a very small type of servers you can create. You can create a big servers also. But for our practice purpose, we don't require that much. So I'm always going with the type called T2 micro. And earlier we have also discussed T2 micro, or in few regions, you will see T3 micro also. T2 micro, T3 micro is coming under our free tier. So for CPU and RAM, we can select type call T2. So we have selected, scroll down. Next option is key pair. What this is very important. Whenever we want to connect to our computer, what we require? Username. And the second thing is password. So these are the two things which we require to connect to our machine. Without those things, we can't connect. So what this key pair is going to do, it is something like a password to us. Username, we have a default username. Whenever I'm going to create any EC2 machine, by default, we are getting a username from their side. We have to check that username, we'll discuss later. But this key pair which you are able to see here, this key pair is something like a password. Without this key pair, it is impossible to connect to particular EC2 machine. Now, next thing. So to get this key pair, I already have existing key pairs also. I can use these key pairs also, but I'm not going to use. So I'm going to create a new key. Create new key. Just give the name of your key pair. No need to do anything. I'm giving it Linux 131 hyphen. And click on create key. When I click on create key pair, system is downloading one file. What is the extension of this particular file? .pem. I'm going to store this particular file. So I can use this particular file whenever I and scroll down. So here we have some network setting. These we are not going to disturb. We'll keep as it is. Scroll down. Now, next thing. To connect any Linux machine, to connect any Linux machine, it is mandatory to enable a port number called SSH. That's why we need to enable a port number. To connect to any Linux machine, it is mandatory. It is not optional, it is mandatory. Same way, if you are going to create Windows machine, for Windows machine, we require a port number called RDP port number. Without RDP port number, we can't connect to our Windows. And AWS is so smart that the AMI which I have chosen, based on that, if you see here in the below, they have by default enabled that particular port number, SSH port number. So without this port number, it is impossible to connect any Linux machine. Anyone knows the Linux port number? What is the port number for Linux? You can confirm in the chat box if anyone knows that. Don't worry if it's incorrect, I'll correct you. Okay, whatever answers I got, all are correct. The correct answer is the SSH port number is 20. What actually we are doing it here? We're actually creating a security group. Why we require security? Security to group is something like a firewall rules, where we are defining our rules, and with the help of those rules, we are giving the information that from this particular IP address or from particular network or the public can connect to this particular EC2 machine. So because of this particular firewall rules, particular security group, we can connect to this particular machine by using SSH code. We need to check the checks. And by default, this is the name of my security group, launch wizard. I have an option, I can select existing security groups also. See here, I have Linux database, Windows security groups I have. I'm not going to use this one, I'm going to create a new. These are the rules we need to define. So we are giving it information that from the public or from this particular network, people can connect to our EC2. And right now I'm giving as anywhere. Anywhere means if a person have the IP address of my machine, and if they have the key pair, a person can connect to my machine from any part of it. So they need three details: IP address, key pair, and user. If they have these three details, anyone can connect to them. So I'm giving as anywhere. Right? Now, scroll down. Hard disk. By default, AWS is giving how much hard disk to us? 8 GB of hard disk they are giving to us for one single Linux machine. Is 8 GB is coming under free? Yes. Till 30 GB is completely free for one EC2 machine. Till 30 GB. 30 GB is still 30 GB quota you are getting for each EC2 machine is free. You can create Windows or you can create Linux. More than 30 GB, if you are trying to add, for that one, you need to pay a so 8 GB is coming under, you don't need to worry. And here we have advanced details, we don't need to discuss about those things. So let's have a quick again recap. First step, we have given the name. Second step, we have selected our operating system as Amazon Linux. Third step, we have selected CPU and RAM. Fourth step, we have created a new key pair. In fifth step, we have enabled a port number called SSH port number. Second step, next step we have it. We have given us hard disk as 8 GB. And the hard disk which we have attached, that is called as root volume. And if you see on the right side, here we have something called summary. You can see the summary also, if whatever the details we have selected. Storage, we are creating a new security group. We are selecting an instance type as T2.micro. We are selecting which AM. And how many machines I am creating right now? I am creating only one single machine. If you want to create 10 machines with the same configuration, you can mention 10 nodes. System will create 10 EC2 machine with same configuration. But right now, I don't require 10 EC2 machine. I just require only one single EC2 machine. I'm just only going to create. So after giving all these details, we need to click on launch. Done. Refresh. Here I'm getting the name of my machine, and here I'm getting the status. So here we are able to create our. Is just creating of machine our work is completed? No. After creation of this particular machine, we need to connect to this particular machine. And to connect to this particular machine, we need to download some tool from the. We'll discuss that also. Let's have quick questions. If you have any doubt, you can please let me know. Then I'm going to show you how to connect to this machine. Yes, Mehta, you can unmute. H Mehta, you can unmute.
Oh, indeed. I raised the hand about when you ask about SSH code. That I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay, no issue. Yes, Umar, you can unmute. Umar Mohammed, you can unmute yourself. Umar, I'm not able to hear you.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, Umar.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
How many EC2 machines can we create, sir?
There is no limit.
Okay.
There is no limit. You can create multiple EC2 machines.
Okay, fine. Thank you so much.
Okay. Yes, Ajit.
Yeah, Ankit. So I have two doubts. One is regarding mission while creating the mission, Amazon mission image. So we can choose anything we are comfortable with, right? Because I don't have hands on the remaining like Linux one or Ubuntu one. I have hands on mostly to the Windows. So
But Ajit, in this training, I want you to more familiar with Linux one.
okay.
Because DevOps, in the DevOps one, I'm not going to show you how to create Windows machine. And even we are not going to use Windows machine in our DevOps team.
Okay.
You are also joining my AWS training. In that one, I'll show you for example on Windows one also. But in real time, Ajit, we are majorly using Linux-based operating system. So you create Linux machine and you practice it. And don't worry, not in one single day, you will not learn everything. Slowly, you will easily grab up all these things.
Okay.
So whenever you're doing practice, so watch the video and then you can practice.
Okay, Ankit. Thank you. And
Okay.
another one is like regarding the XSH. So regarding it's like we have kept like anywhere, right? Anywhere with the 0.0, so that we can create the new one, or like we can use a custom one as well, right? Like the possibilities, like giving the port.
That actually we are creating a security group there. And
Okay.
under our security group, they have enabled a port number SSH. It is not mandatory to every time select a new security, create a new security group.
Okay.
In our upcoming session, I'm not every time I'm going to create a new security group. I'm going to use a existing security group.
Okay.
Okay, this is first time we are learning it, so that's why I have created a new one. Okay, and right now, Ajit, if you might be noticing, I didn't give the name to my security group. They have picked the default name, Launch Wizard 5. In our tomorrow session, when we are going to learn more thing, I'll give you how we can give our own name to us, to our security group, so we can use same security group in our upcoming sessions.
Even we can give our own IP address as well, right?
No, we can't give you in your account in SSH.
Yeah, SSH.
Yeah, we can give also. That is option. In custom, you can select. I have select anywhere. We can give custom also. In custom one, you can give your IP address.
Okay. Okay, Ankit. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, Mohammed, you can.
Yeah. Hi, Ankit.
Hi.
Yeah. If I want to create, suppose 50 instances, okay, at a time, but all are in different regions. So is there any possibility if I take 50, all will create in Mumbai only, correct?
Yes, it will do it in Mumbai region. You need to go to that specific region, Mohammed.
One by
Create
one.
that number of machine. Yes. There is no option in this one that we can select region specific. No, you need to go to that specific region.
Customized region, we cannot. Okay.
Yes, that is possible.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, Guru Prasad.
Sir, after 1 year free trial, we have to pay if the instances are running, we have to pay the money. It will be
Yes.
automatically deducted from our
No,
account.
they are not going to deduct automatically. As per Indian, you are from India, it might be not wrong, Guru.
Yes, sir, India.
Yes, and as per Indian in RBA rule, they are not going to deduct any single rupee from your account till that time you're not entering OTP.
Okay.
Okay, they're not going to deduct.
Okay.
Yes, Ashish.
Yeah, hi Ankit. Actually, I am using this Windows laptop. Is it fine or I have to have Linux?
No, I'm also using Windows operating system.
Sorry?
I'm also using Windows operating system, Ashish.
Okay, okay, fine, fine.
So whatever I'm doing it, you can do the same thing. You can practice it.
Okay, okay, fine.
Okay. Yes, Ajit.
Yeah, Ankit, one more doubt. So, like while creating this machine, so I can see that like there is instant type.
Yes, that's what we have selected, a type called T2.micro.
T2.micro. For me, it is
We have selected.
to T3.micro.
In few regions, you are getting T3 micro. In few regions, you will get T2.micro.
Yeah, in that only, I can see the checkbox kind of the button kind of thing is all generations. Do I need to check that one?
No need to do anything. Just select an instance type. Don't need leave that option.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we have created our machine. Now coming to the important point, we need to connect to our machine. To connect to our machine, we need to use some terminals. We need to use some terminal, and in market, we have a lot of terminals. And here I'm going to show you one terminal which is called as, we can use a terminal called Putty. We have a terminal called Git Bash also. Like the same way, there are a lot of terminals. We have it in market, but which are very commonly used in market in real time. One is Putty, other one is Bash. So these two tools are very frequently used in the market. So I'm going to show you how to connect your EC2 machine by using both the tools also. First, I'm going to show you with Putty, and then in our upcoming session, I'm going to show you with Git Bash. First of all, you need to download this particular tool. To download Putty, here I have given a website link. from where you can download this tool Putty, and it's completely free. Even you can search on Google, you will get this particular website there. Scroll down. Here putty.exe. So as per your system requirement, just click on putty.exe. System is downloading that particular exe. And you need to download one more tool. The other tool name is called as feature. What is the use of this puttygen? We will learn. Scroll down. Same from same website. Scroll down. Puttygen.exe. Click on exe file. System is downloading this exe file. Normally in our Windows machine, whenever we are downloading exe file, what we need to do? We need to install. Like if I want to install Google Chrome, I'm downloading Google Chrome exe file and then I'm installing it. But we don't need to install these two tools. Without installation, all we can use it, and there is no required, even there is no option to install these two. Without installation, we need to use these two tools. How we can use? Just double click on that. We'll get open and we can start using this particular. So we have first downloaded Putty and Putty. Next step, we need to convert our PEM file. A PEM file which we have downloaded just few minutes before. This particular PEM file, Putty does not support this PEM file. There is no option I can select this particular PEM file in Putty. So how can I connect to my machine if the Putty does not support PEM file? We need to convert our PEM file into PPK file. How we can convert? Please see this very carefully. Double click on puttygen. Here we have an option of load. Go to batch 131. Here is it. Now you need to select your PEM file. But I'm not able to select a PEM file because it is searching for a file called dot. So change the extension of this here to all files and now select your PEM. Please see this very carefully. First, you need to click on load. Then you need to select your PEM file. Click on it. Okay. And then click on save private. So it means in puttygen, you only need to click on two buttons. First on load to upload your file, then save private. Other than that, you don't need to click anywhere. If you click anywhere, system will generate a wrong type of PPK file. And when you're trying to connect your machine, you will get an error. Save private key. Yes. Give the name of your PPK file. I'm giving same name as my PEM file. That extension is .py. You can give any other name also. Name is not mandatory to give the same name. I'm giving same name so it can be easily identified by me that the PPK which I'm using, it is for this particular PEM file. So first step is, second step, we need to connect to our machine. To connect to our machine, select your machine, click on connect. Here we have multiple tabs. You need to go to a tab called SSH client. Under SSH client, you are able to see example. Under example, you need to copy from here. EC2-user. Copy this one. Note down. Now open So I'm going to open Putty, double click. In the above, it is asking for host name or IP address. So enter this particular one. Done. We have entered it, the host name. Now we need to attach PPK with click on this plus button for SSH. Click on this plus button for all. And then click on credentials. Once you click on credentials, here we have an option to browse our. So I'm going to browse my PPK. This is 129 batch, 131, selecting a PPK. Open, accept, and you can see here, I'm able to connect to my. This is how you can connect to your machine. Any question anyone have regarding the connection connecting to this particular machine? You can please let me know. Any doubt anyone have? Yes, Mohammed.
So can we connect using the GUI also?
No, there is no option. You need to connect only by using terminal.
Okay. Web-based not possible. Okay.
Yes. There is no graphical user base interface we have for Linux-based operating systems. Okay, Mohammed? No. Yes, Anil, we cannot.
Yeah, hi Ankit. Which one is better for mobile system or putty?
If I talk about which is mostly used, Anil, and
Yeah,
putty is mostly used in market, and second one is Git is mostly used.
It's okay.
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 If you want to use any other tool, you can use that also. But I was talking about the which is widely used.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, Mohammed.
Does it support secure CRT? We can use multiple tags. Some good features are there, no?
No, I didn't understand your question.
Instead of putty, can we use the secure CRT?
No, I told you there are other terminals also we have in the market. You can use it, anyone, whichever you want to, but I want you to familiar with that particular tool, which is widely used in market. If you are familiar with other one, you can use that also. It doesn't make any difference.
Yeah, well, because in
Okay, the only thing is you need to connect to your machine.
Oh.
Okay.
So everything should be same, right? Here, as we are using the PPK file, there we can use same PPK file and
if it's supporting PPK file, then yes, definitely. If it's supporting PEM file, in that particular case, you need to select PEM file. Because putty is not supporting PEM file. Putty is supporting PPK. Git bash is not supporting PPK. Git bash is supporting PEM file. So in our tomorrow session, I'm going to show you how to connect your EC2 machine by using Git bash also.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Ramakrishna, you can.
And after loading the PEM file into the Puttigen, so it's showing some types of key to be generated. So apart from that,
those are not supporting in cloud platform. So don't worry, because Puttigen is not just used in cloud one, it is support in other platforms also. So you don't need to worry, but just go as it is the default details they have.
Okay. What is the meaning of what is the meaning of RSA here?
It's a type of key. A type of key which is used in a cloud platform.
Okay.
Okay. That one we are generating it, then that one we need to use.
Okay, one more last question. The save public keys option is also there, right? What is that?
Public key is also, I told you that is not support in cloud platform. Private
Okay.
key is only supporting. If you generate public key, you are not able to connect your machine. When you're trying to connect, you are getting some no authentication, something like that. You are getting an error message. That is why while generating, I told you only click on 2 buttons. One is on load, second one is save private.
Yes.
Okay. Other than that, if you click anywhere while connecting your machine, you will get an error message.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Now, after your practice, let's take example, I don't need this particular machine anymore. So if I don't need this machine anymore, what should I do? Should I keep this particular machine? No. I want to delete this particular machine. Because in tomorrow's session, whenever I require, I'll create this machine at that time. So how can I delete this particular machine? Select your machine, go to instance state, and here we have an option of terminate. Terminate means we are going to delete this machine. Terminate. Once I terminate this machine, it is impossible to recover if we didn't take any backup. So I'm going to click on terminate. So we have terminated our. So after a few minutes, that particular EC2 machine you will see is going to completely remove from our console. Okay. Any question anyone have? Please let me know. Or with this, we can end our session. In tomorrow's session, first, I'm going to show you how to connect this particular Linux machine with the help of Git bash, and then we'll move forward with our. Yes, Nagesh, you can.
Yeah, Ankit, I have a quick question. Like, if I want to access this same instance from different node, maybe from different laptop, how to download the key?
You need to transfer your key by using pen drive, by using email, or you can put it in your Google Drive. From there, you need to get in that particular
So I can't download it from AWS instance, right?
Again and again, it's not possible. It is just a one-time process.
Okay. Okay. Fine.
Okay.
Thanks. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Ankit, it's not related to this thing. After practicing it, I over the course I have a doubt. Can I ask her like?
You can.
Yeah. So Ankit, like apart from AWS and AWS Devops, which I've opted for the both, is there any additional skills I need to learn, like Linux or something, or will it be covered?
Basic Linux, whichever we require, that we are going to start from the tomorrow session.
Okay. So
additional details is not required to learn these particular one. If it's still required, if you can go with basic YAML one.
YAML,
YAML. That is very basic one. Even if you just start learning it within 2 to 3 hours, on a single weekend, you can easily complete from anywhere.
Okay, so how about the SQL or like SQL? These are not required.
No, not much required. In AWS, we have one service called Athena.
Okay.
When you are going with AWS training, in that particular, we have a service. If might be you get a chance to work on that particular service, then you require basic SQL knowledge. Real SQL is not required.
Okay, because like I'm completely from non-technical, so that is why. So
no, you don't need to do anything right now. Whenever you be required, I'll inform you. That time you can go for those things.
Thank you.
Okay. Right now, there's nothing is required.
Yeah. Thank you, Ankit. So
okay. Thank you. Okay. So with this, I'm ending this session. In tomorrow's session, we'll continue with our other. Thank you all. Thank you for joining today's session. See you tomorrow.